So a couple days ago, I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and we decided to go to a cigar lounge. And while we were there, we were undecided on what cigar to smoke. So we're looking around till finally my friend of mine stumbled upon a cigar. I heard of the name brand before, the manufacturer of the cigar, but not that specific type. So I was like, hey, why not? Let me give it a try. And at the end of the cigar, I was quite impressed with its performance and wish I found it sooner. So I'm decided to do a cigar review on that cigar I smoked. The cigar that I'm referring to is a Gurkha Cellar Reserve Limitada Solara. It's a great looking cigar. It's a double Robusto. It comes in by 5 inches and a 58 ring gauge size. The filler and the wrapper are both Dominican. And as it says on the band over here, the filler has been aged for 15 years. The wrapper is a Brazilian, and excuse me if I pronounce this wrong, Arapiraca Maduro. And the wrapper, just has this oily look to it and has a clear visible veins. And the smell is what really attracts me to the cigar. The smell of the cigar just smells like this old leather cedar that just smells amazing. And from what I can remember from the cigar, that it had great smoke output. And even more great than that was the light and smooth draw. The way I rank a cigar, and the most significant impact to that ranking is how well a cigar is able to produce smoke, and also how light the draw is. So those two things in combination make a really big impact on my ranking, on how well I rank a cigar. And this cigar right here has great smooth and least resistant draw on the cigar. And that's why I enjoy this cigar so much. I mean, I smoked it one time 3 days ago, so this will be my second time smoking it. And also, what's cool about the cigar, at the crown of the cigar, there's also a nice pigtail, which I always find really pleasing. It just shows how great the craftsmanship of the cigar roller is. And also the foot of the cigar is also tapered, which I also really enjoy. These tapered cigars at the foot are so much more easier to light, and it makes the cigar just burn a lot more evenly from the beginning. All right, let's get this thing cut up. Wow, it smells so good. Let's find the crown. Right over here. The pre-light draw is really, you could see that it has a great draw already from the pre-draw. It's nice and loose. It's not tight at all. And the taste that I'm getting is very sweet, leathery cedar taste also, just the way it smells. No spice at all. It's like also this little raisin, sweet raisin taste at the end. Let's get lit up. Absolutely. This is I could tell from the start already, and from what I remember, it's going to be a very mild to medium cigar. And look at that smoke output. Just amazing. It's a very sweet, cedary, leather, natural, barnyard taste. No spice. It's a great draw. The second one that I had, and it has an awesome, great draw. And also, from what I remember, one thing that I disliked about the cigar, let's see how this one performs, is I had to touch it up several times throughout the time of smoking the cigar. It didn't upset me. It just, you need to work on it. As I say, you got to constantly take the lighter to the cigar that's not burning evenly. And it's just, it's just an inconvenience, I guess. But let's see how this one performs. That could have just been a fluke for just one, or something that you constantly see with these cigars. And also, what's interesting, this cigar, I don't want to say it's hard to find, but not many, at least online shops, sell them. I definitely smoked a lot of different Gurkha cigars before, and probably next week or the week after that, I'm probably going to do a cigar of the Gurkha Enforcer, which I also really enjoy. Stay tuned for that one. But I've never heard of this Gurkha Cellar Reserve. And this is the Limitada version. And from what I saw on the website, there's also the regular Reserve. And the difference is the cigar band is white, and also the wrapper is different. It's a Carrillo wrapper, from what I remember. But essentially both the same cigars. But wow. Great. I mean, this is a light cigar, mild to medium, but it's early to tell. But that's the taste I get from the beginning. Wow, look, yeah, definitely a great leather taste that just wraps around my palate. Also, from what I remember, talking about the palate, this cigar does not stain your whole palate. In other words, it's not a heavy, dark, residue in your mouth. It's extremely light. It doesn't last long. Like some more medium to full body cigars do. After a couple of minutes, it completely disappears from the palate of your mouth. It doesn't coat the whole mouth. But look at the smoke output. It's phenomenal. And the draw is so loose, and I love that. I really do. For me, that makes a great cigar. And that's just my opinion. I mean, other people put a more significant a significant rating on the way the cigar tastes. For me, it's how well the draw is. If it's light or loose. Definitely, the cigar is very sweet. And coming from a Maduro wrapper, that's kind of interesting. All right, so I'll get back to you guys when I'm halfway through it. Thank you. Okay, so I'm right at the halfway mark of the cigar. I took off the cigar band, which honestly looks so nice. Let me just put this down. I didn't mention it before, but the cigar band looks so nice. Also, I really like how the cigar band looks. It says on here, truly balanced to please the aficionado who is searching for a draw of perfection. Aged oak aroma will soothe the environment and gain praise. And some more other things, it says that it's aged for 15 years, the filler. Great cigar band. I like cigar bands that have a lot of information on it. And the gold and the black and the red makes it really look nice. To the cigar, from the halfway point, I only had to touch it up once, which is interesting because the first time I smoked the cigar, I had to touch it up several times. But I only had to touch it up once, which is a good thing. The aroma of the cigar is very light and sweet, and the smoke output that's coming from the foot of the cigar is great. I like cigars that have great smoke output, and not even smoking it and just leaving this on the cigar ashtray, it's just smoking, which I always love to see. The draw is just perfection. The draw is very loose and smooth. The taste I got from the cigar is I have this chocolatey taste, which is dominant. It's earthy, and also some spice came into the cigar. I definitely taste spice, but it's not powerful. It's not strong at all. It's still sweet. Motorcycles. Also love those things too. But great smoke output. I have to say, this cigar definitely moved up the ranks. It took the spot of many other cigars that I like. I'm glad I found the cigar. It's not very popular. Well, at least this specific one. This cellular reserve. And also the shape is very nice. I think it comes in 2-3 other shapes and sizes, which honestly I wouldn't mind doing a review on also. And also to mention, it doesn't leave a heavy coat on your palate, or in your mouth in general. It's not heavy, it's not dark, and the sweetness is still lingering, which is interesting. And it has this great white ash also. I had it out a little longer, about 1 inch, until it fell off when I was taking off the cigar band. the cigar is sweet, which I like. You know, usually with these Maduro wrappers, you get more of a heavy, darker cigar, you know, on your palate, which I don't get from the cigar. Which is not a good or bad thing, it's all about preference. But I have to say, one thing that draws me to the cigar, well, two things, is the draw and the smoke output. This thing is just smoking. And letting this thing just sit there on the cigar ashtray, and the aroma coming to me is it's very pleasant, I have to say. Well, that's just an update midway through. I'll get back to you with the last part of the cigar. Thanks. Okay, so at the end of the cigar, and you know, after that halfway mark, towards the end, the cigar got a lot more bold. The chocolate taste has really died down. You get this leather taste, and the spice is still there, but not overpowering. And I didn't have to touch it up again. So for the cigar of the life, I only touched it up one time, which is honestly great, better than my first experience. So the previous time I smoked it, it could have been just that cigar specifically had to be touched up several times, but not this one. This one, I only touched it up one time. It was not that bad, but I still touched it up. But as you see, it's, you know, not razor sharp. It still has little lumps and bumps here and there, but no touch-ups needed. But throughout the whole smoke, great draw. The aroma is light and sweet and very smooth. I have to say, this is a complex cigar, so as you go from the beginning to the end, the tastes do change. So if you like that, definitely pick up the cigar. This is a great cigar, you know, to be around non-smokers. I mean, the smoke might get to them, but since the aroma is so light and it's not that heavy, you could smoke this around non-smokers and they really wouldn't complain too much. This is a great cigar if you're on the golf course or taking a walk around other people. I don't see how this could get to them. Maybe the smoke output can, because it does produce a lot of smoke. I would definitely have to say this is a mild to medium smoke. It's pretty smooth, not dark. It doesn't coat the palate. It doesn't give you this harsh or thick taste in your mouth. But towards the end, it does get more bold. This is a great cigar.
I'm going out.
Okay, Al.
All right.
This is a great cigar. This is a great cigar. You know, early afternoon, even late morning, it could be your first stick of the day. It's not heavy. But all in all, a great smoke. I really did enjoy it. I definitely see myself smoking more of these. Like I said, it did move up the ranks. It did pass many other cigars that I like, but I definitely have to smoke more of them to see how they perform in general. So I got two mixed reviews for this cigar. The first time I smoked it, and the second time I'm smoking it, and definitely the second time. was more pleasant because I didn't have to watch over and touch up too much. So this is the Gurkha Cellar Reserve. Definitely recommend picking one up. Thanks, guys.